Greetings world. We are anonymous.
On December the 7th, William Edward Atchison entered the Aztec High School in Aztec, New Mexico, where he shot and killed 2 students before killing himself. Apart from a few initial reports of the incident, the mainstream media has been nearly silent. The Daily Beast since reported that Atchison was a pro-Trump white supremacist known to the FBI since 2016.
Last Thursday in New Mexico, there was a school shooting that led to 2 students being killed, as well as the shooter himself. Now, this happened last Thursday. I only found out about this today. I think many people in America only found out about this particular school shooting today because I did some research trying to find information from last week or the weekend about this, and I found an article on people.com, and that was pretty much it.
Police say 21-year-old William Atchison detailed his twisted plot.
You'll understand how focused he was and how deranged he was.
He disguised himself as a student, arriving at 8 a.m., hiding in a bathroom until football player Francisco Fernandez walked in. He shot and killed him, then killing cheerleader Casey Marquez in the hallway.
Anyone have description of suspect?
He fired into classrooms as teachers locked doors. Students took cover under desk. He killed himself when police arrived. Police found a note in his pocket saying, "Work sucks, school sucks, life sucks." Tonight, the FBI revealing they spoke to Atchison and his family in 2016 after he asked an online forum which gun works for a mass shooting. The investigation was closed. Tonight, a community searching for answers as it mourns the loss of 2 young lives.
Those at the Daily Beast analyzed dozens of posts created by Atchison at various websites, under various usernames, detailing a half-decade of racism, hatred, and a desire to be a mass shooter. While San Juan County Sheriff Ken Christensen stated it was a shame Atchison was not on their radar beforehand, the Daily Beast states. And yet online, the 21-year-old New Mexico resident lived a prolific life as a white supremacist, pro-Trump peddler who was most known for his obsession with school shooters. For a half-decade, Atchison spent most of his days online, repeatedly posting threats of violence and cries for help. Atchison often frequented sites such as the Daily Stormer, Encyclopedia Dramatica, YouTube, Steam, and 4chan's poll board. Usernames used were modeled after school shooters or racist tropes, accompanied with photos of Atchison pointing a gun at his web camera.
And in the run-up to the 2016 election, Encyclopedia Dramatica, which is a website that he visited frequently, the users excoriated Atchison for abusing his powers as a psyop of the site. Users were upset that he was appending too many pro-Columbine shooting memes and shitty Facebook commentaries praising Donald Trump on the site's homepage. And I want to read this final quote from the Daily Beast before we discuss it. In November, Atchison wrote on Steam, which is a streaming website, "How am I supposed to function in this world? Wherever I go, I see degeneracy, pointless materialism, hedonism, sexual decay, dirty N-words, who do nothing but slowly break down this society, etc. It's effing everywhere. No way to escape it. 99% of people are a part of it, and whatever I do, I am confronted with the death of the West. Go to the store and buy groceries in peace? Nope. Here's a group of LGBT liberal filth in line with you. And there's a N family with 10 kids over there and a Finn too. But he's overweight as F and he's buying alcohol and shit junk food. Effing fantastic. I used to think that this was a phase and we'd get over it, but I have now come to the realization that I was born into a literal dystopia. Last Thursday, this gentleman who was pro-Trump and peddling all of these alt-right themes killed 2 students and then took his own life.
There are 2 critical points those at the Daily Beast touched upon we would like to delve further into. First, they highlight how the world of trolling can easily slip into radicalization, and ultimately mobilization, a term here used to describe the shift from radicalized online rhetoric to real-life behavior. Many of those within the alt-right claim their online behavior is merely for the trolling and lulz. However, as we see in the case of Atchison, A mixture of violent rhetoric, mental illness and economic despair can muddy the lines between fantasy and reality.
In 2016, he posted a comment online asking where he can buy a cheap assault rifle. That was enough for the FBI to visit him. The FBI, unfortunately, though, said that he was cooperative and enjoyed trolling on the internet. And look, we've got a lot of information about some of the things that this person said. Like many people who frequent these alt-right websites, just says that he just likes riling people up on the internet. Just likes trying to see, he likes to shock people, likes to play with their sensitivities and all that. Also wanted to murder people for years. And look, there's comments in these posts about cultural decay and hedonism, use of the N-word, attacks on LGBT community, all that. This is a person who is just absolutely terrible and had a huge trail going back where you could see this activity. In fact, he was so reprehensible in some of his views that these extremist white supremacist websites, he was banned from some of their forums because he was going a step too far even for them.
Okay, so let's break down a couple more things here. One of the things that he was upset about was, quote, bleak career prospects. That's right. So, and he wandered around going, and he said, quote, I was born into a literal dystopia. Well, in a lot of ways, that's what America's become. It's very hard to get a job, and if you do get a job, it's minimum wage, and national minimum wage gets you $15,000 a year, which is almost nothing, right? So,
but to be fair, though, he referenced it being a dystopia because he saw gay people in line at a store.
No, both. He talked about how he's being crushed and has no prospects. And then he blamed the dirty N-words and the F-words and all the other things.
But I will say, I know that we have a disagreement about this, and no amount of studies are really going to change that, but Vox has a great analysis just out today of new surveys of millennial Trump supporters that show definitively that what predicted Trump support amongst millennials is racial resentment.
The second point the Daily Beast made, though it may have been inadvertent, is that the levels of apathy in our society allows events such as this to transpire, as apathy enables hatred. Both internet trolls and white supremacists exude apathy as part of their rhetoric, it's part of who they are. Ironically, it was this same apathy Atchison encountered when he asked his peers for help. 3 years before the Aztec High School shooting, he wrote in an online post, "Look, I'm sorry if I'm rude and hateful or anything, but I don't know what to do. I've lived no life for nearly 19 years, most of which was in the miserable-ass Sun Belt. Did you know New Mexico has the 4th highest suicide rate? Should I escape this dump or deal with it? How can I become polite and make some friends out there in the world?" Of the 230 people who viewed Atchison's post, no one responded. This story is tragic for many reasons, and there are many victims, none more so than Atchison's victims and their families. Anonymous would like to extend our condolences to the families of Francisco Fernandez and Casey Jordan Marquez. While the mainstream media remains silent to yet another act of domestic terrorism in the United States, Anonymous domestic terrorism continues in full effect. To read this report in full, and for links to sources, please visit www.anonhq.com. We are anonymous. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us.